All right, today I'm taking a quick look at the Amazon Basics large DSLR gadget bag. The reason I bought this was, first of all, I just thought I'd give it a try since it's only, like $22 or $21. I don't remember the exact price, but it was just barely over $20. And I'd had good experiences with some other Amazon Basics products like a wireless remote, which I also have a video on here for. A clone of the Nikon ML-L3 wireless remote, shutter release, some power strips, just various things that have the the Amazon Basics house name that Amazon uses. Just products, more or less generic products that they design to be clones of various, well, not necessarily clones, but they have batteries, rechargeable batteries, alkaline batteries. They sell all kinds of different things, and I thought, well, for that price, let me just give it a try. And and it looked to be about the size I want, just as something to carry around, for a short little day trip and throw a few things in, and also, even for travel, like a vacation, it's got just enough room and the right amount of pockets that, if it worked out well, looked like it was constructed well enough, I could actually use that instead of some other bags I have, like a Tinba messenger type bag. Is a little bit wider and just not very practical for carrying around all the time. And ThinkTake mirrorless mover i30, which I had more for my mirrorless systems, and it actually fits my D750 in there, my Nikon D750, but it's just a little bit too small and not padded well for what I want. So anyway, just on the outside of it, I'll just tell you right now, this is actually the strap from the ThinkTake mirrorless mover i30. It has metal clips, so I decided to use this instead of the I'm getting a bad glare from the light here. The one that comes with the Amazon bag has plastic clips. These are metal so this is the strap off of the ThinkTake bag, and the clips on here on the Amazon bag are actually plastic. So I wouldn't load it too much myself. This bag weighs just over 8 pounds with what I have in it right now, and this is pretty much what I would have in it. And actually, that would just be for transporting it. Now, once I get it to where I'm going to be taking pictures, obviously I wouldn't have my camera in there, I'd have it out. So it has these 2 buckles on the outside. You can tighten those up as much as you want. And then at the bottom here, there's 2 straps for a monopod, tripod, if you want to put that in there. Personally, I probably wouldn't put that in there because, like I said, this is already 8 pounds. And the thing that would concern me, first of all, is just how it feels on my shoulder. But these plastic fasteners here that I would clip onto for the strap, and that's how I'd be carrying it, is with this strap, not by the handle on the top. But again, I would be probably carrying that stuff around. I wouldn't be having my tripod strapped in here and the camera in here. If I'm out shooting, I'd have those 2 things out, and I don't use a tripod much anyway, almost never. So anyway, let's take just a quick look on the outside. It's got these little rubber feet on the bottom. They're kind of grippy, so it doesn't slide all over the place. Has 2 little pockets on each side. So in this case, I've got like 2 memory card pouches here. So you could have something like that in there. On the other side, it's big enough that you'd put the regular Nikon battery charger, even with the outlet part sticking up. So that'll go right down in there, close up really well without it being, forced into it. The zippers seem reasonably well. They're not like, high-class YKK zippers, but, they're okay. And then these buckles, seem just fine. The Amazon stuff, to me, I would say the Amazon Basic stuff, I would say it's kind of average. I wouldn't say it's really cheap, junky stuff from what I've seen so far, the Amazon Basic stuff I bought. I would just say it's kind of middle of the road, and it's actually better than you would think it is. You'd think it's just really cheap, generic, junk, but, so far, to me, it hasn't been that way. Right here, this little extra door, it actually velcros to the top flap. There's actually two, so this flap comes off, comes up, and you can actually have this part, which is padded, zip down. It's got zippers here, and I got the one. They have one with a gray interior and one with the orange interior. I like the orange since it's easier to see what you have in there, because most of my stuff is all black. The extra dividers, I actually put those in here since I'm not going to use this pouch inside. I think this pouch should have been up here actually, because if you put stuff down here, cables and things with hard ends, and your camera and whatever's in there, comes up and starts, bouncing into the top of this, if you're bouncing it around a lot, then you're going to have those things kind of like digging into your camera or lenses, whatever you have in here. So I probably won't use this for anything other than the extra padding, these little separators here. What I did was I'm really only using one in here. There's one large one, and the other large one is actually on the bottom. I'll show you that in a minute. So I've got the other two separators up here in the top. I just thought that would be a good extra cushion for my equipment in here. So I just, when that's closed down, and again I'm just going to have it velcroed, use those little velcro pieces, have that velcroed right to the top. When you lift it up, after you undo the buckles, it's going to come right up. Now if I'm transporting for a little while, I'll just zip this down, for the extra security. But if I'm just out shooting, and I want to take this with me, just for the extra, extra lens and flash and batteries or whatever, then I'll just, leave this secured up top with the Velcro, and I'll just use these buckles to, secure it down. So what I've got in here is a Nikon SB500 flash that's in the bag. That works out real well because it's in the bag, and you put a moderate size lens in here. That's just a Tamron 28-300, so it's it's like a lens with a 67mm filter on the front. So just to give you an idea for the size, and then the Nikon D750 with the 24-120 f4 lens. So that goes in there, fits just perfectly right in there. And let me put that off to the side. And then the extra separator like this, I actually put it down on the bottom. So this extra separator is actually down here. I just got it on the bottom, so it gives my camera extra cushion. I'd say the bottom of this, the way it's padded, is probably about as thick as these separators, maybe just a tiny bit more. But the sidewalls, the bottom, and the top is probably the least padded, but just a little bit thinner than this. And there's actually a little pocket over here, so if you've got tablet or something a little bit smaller that would flat that would go in there, I probably would never use that, because once I put my camera in there, as you can see, I'm going to have it in like this. So when I reach in, got it around my, got the strap around my waist or my shoulder, and I'll just be opening up the flap, and then I can just reach in and pull the camera out. So I would really never use this part here. But that's really about it. Obviously it's not as good a quality as something like a Tenba, a Think Tank, Low Pro, some of the other brands, but for me, based on what I've seen so far and how it feels, I think it's going to be more than adequate for what I need it for. And again, it's mostly just for transportation, put the camera in there, extra lens and a flash, and to take it out to the field with me or wherever, I'm on vacation or somewhere. I just want to have a few extras with me, and once I get to where I'm going, I'm going to take the camera out anyway. So it's really not going to be that heavy, and it's not too big. It's not really going to be too obtrusive and something that I'll hate carrying around. Once I take the camera out, it's not really be that heavy at all. And I still have plenty of room for extra batteries, and if had anything else I wanted to throw in there. There's actually still plenty of room in this pocket over here. This is not weatherproof, by the way. It's a little lens cloth, an extra lens cloth, you know, polarizing filter, some lens cleaner down here, and a little brush. And since it's not weatherproof, to me it's not that big of a deal, because you know I'm just a hobby photographer, and I'm just you know, out on vacation usually, or somewhere where I can kind of predict what's going on. You know, I just honestly I just put a little plastic trash bag in there, and if I ever get an emergency where rain just happens to come and I don't expect it and I just can't get out of the rain, you know, I could put everything that, you know, my smartphone, everything else inside here, and just put that garbage bag over it, and that'll get me by until I end up getting out of the rain. I know some of the think tank bags, for example, they do have like an integrated rain cover that you can pull over and put over it. But to me, that wasn't a big factor. You know, it wasn't something that I really had to have. And again, this is only like $22. So to me, it's well worth it, and I'm going to give it a try and take it on some of my trips, see how it goes. And I think that's, well, here comes Jerry. This is Jerry, my shelter. Well, actually wasn't in the shelter. It was Jerry. He was a rescue cat. Got one of his ears snipped off, where they snip the ear and they release them again. So if they see the ear snipped, they know it's been neutered and spayed already or whatever, and vaccinated. So anyway, enough about the cat. Alright, so I think that's it. This is the Amazon Basics DSLR. They call it a Gadget bag is what they call it. So that's what it is, and that's what I think about it. Thanks.